something bigger. No, I don't think I'm running. I'm just chasing something bigger. Always waiting on a sign to show me that things will be better all the time. And even though I might love you so, I don't feel the same about me yet. But I don't think I'm running. I'm just chasing something bigger. No, I don't think I'm running. I'm just chasing something bigger. And these patterns that I'm seeing clearly, that no one else but me knows. But I'll grow up to be something better. I'll forget all those loveless letters. I'm wasting my time living half divine, letting people make me feel wrong all the time. But I don't think I'm running.
Gift of chewing gum. It has brought me wet to motion of jaw, upon that which does not break apart, despite having been chewed many times and spread thin with probing tongue. Sometimes it is not rock enough to fit into the empty spaces, from which it has pulled the fester remnants of shattered teeth dream for softness longed for gum. Pink and supple, ungrayed by traversing syllable and syntax cavities that pulse when filled, I hunger unfilled. To swallow is to commit to 7 years of softening. To spit out is to leave the toughened product of my motion on the sidewalk. Where would it travel then? Amongst the treads, picking up pebbles and blades of grass, sticking wind songs and bedrock to passing souls. What distance could it cover before it wore thin and was nothing more than a discoloration? No longer sticky, would it be recognized? If someone thought to pick it from its place, could they imagine what it tasted like? What if they felt my wet tongue? Would their jaw ache? Would their teeth grind in memory, sympathy, or appreciation? Could they find it? My last poem is a letter response to my friend Elizabeth Hassler, we talked about earlier. She wrote me this really amazing femme solidarity poem a few years ago when I was being viciously attacked by trans exclusionary radical feminists. And it was a really powerful poem. And I felt like I had to respond to Elizabeth and thank her for doing that. But it took me a really long time to finish the poem, 3 years. And I don't think it was really ever adequately completed. I feel bad for giving Elizabeth the ending that it has, but, you know, I think it says enough. And it's entitled Girl Bud. In my fingers lives a letter unwritten, held at the vase amidst silver rings, is not a pen, but fear. I fear words, but wish for you one letter. When I touch it to paper, I find stories I have already visited. Gardens of roses and the sand dials of rape I have already begun to know and wonder if I will ever be done with. I lay between bed and bay, watching the tide shift muscles beneath the sand, sea foam peppering the wind with copper. I ask myself, when I can untangle the thorns from the dress, brush out the grit in the pockets, will I be able to unfold the dark stain of memory into something resembling love? My attempts assembled are nothing but bone-white words, the singular petal of a calla lily wrapped around vibrant yellow fear. To offer you this would be a selfish act, for it is not something I give freely. It is not a burdenless flower, but one that burns cold away the moonlight and steals the very voice of the sea. It is something I desire no longer, but whose bulb breaks and buries with each attempt at uprooting anew. With each spin of years, wheel the persistent shattered remnants of fear blossom, each spring untender from hard earth. Blank pages wrapped around stamen showing nothing but pollen stains. 3 years of pollen stains. I have tended this yellow patch hoping for words. In this time, I have found growth in many other places. There's a budding on my chest. Roots changing my body made fertile for softness and intimacy. Briars scorch from my skin. And I have grown companionship with others in places far from seaside gardens, found love in bodies and traumas others have grown from, the beauty of cornfields I had never even considered. But I, for 3 years, have left you with a plot of unwanted flowering and untended soil, and still wish for you more. I can but offer you my efforts at this time, and dream of better flowers and softer sands, ever yours in love.
That centers on folks in Filipino diaspora. But before I started to do that, I kind of did like practice videos with a couple friends. And the series is called In Arcata, and I actually interviewed Cole once. And I guess that's still like in progress anyway. But
I got to eat ice cream.
yeah, we got to eat ice cream. But this is a dear friend of mine, Shannon, and I hope you enjoy. Thanks.
I was riding the bus home from work at 5 p.m. because that's how I got it. And like everybody on the bus was packed. Everyone was wearing their earbuds and staring at their phones. All of us were mechanical babies. So I was listening to this band. So I'm one of them. And like it got to this part of the song that was really anthemic. It sounded like an indie movie score, you know? And like we get to a stop and a fucking butterfly just comes on the bus. Like he doesn't like, he just gets on, he doesn't pay fare. He's like, fuck you, and just like floats right on. And then he starts like grind dancing through the audience, like the crowd, and like heading towards the back where I am with like an important ghost with a message or some shit. But it's like syncing perfectly to the song, and it's just like this beautiful cinematic moment, and it's just like this, it's like swelling up, and like I kid you not, the butterfly like flutters over to me, does a little trick, and then lands on my lap. Beautiful. It's like the universe was like, here's a visual poem. But my first immediate thought was gay. Like, am I not allowed to find that? I'm not 12. I know it's not cool, but like that's just still funny to me. I'm like 30-something now. Anyway, so the bus stops and like we get to the butterfly stop or something, he gets off. Like, there's an elderly couple to my right, and the older lady leans forward and is like, you know, that's good luck. And like, it took every fiber of my being not to just look real fucking pissed and go, fuck you! I didn't do it, because I'm a baby. But see what I mean? Like, I have problematic thoughts all the fucking time. That shit's funny. I don't know. Anyway, it's nuanced. So on Wednesday, I will officially be 7 years sober. And I'm glad somebody feels that way about it. It's real fucking hard. But I know that part of my addiction and part of my like usage is always going to be a part of me. But there are elements of that are fixable.
'Cause time is the teller, but I hope it's forever. Time is the teller, but I hope you're forever. And I don't want to, no, I don't want to scare you away. So I won't tell you, no, I won't tell you, I'll keep this at bay. 'Cause time is the teller, but I hope it's forever. Time is the teller, but I hope you're forever. One more song for you guys. Thank you again